With only 3 weeks remaining in the regular season, some McKinney ISD schools moved closer to the playoffs in football, while others left themselves with work to do. Hello and welcome to Sports Talk. I'm Tyler Sloan. Last week, the two smallest schools in District 10-5A came up with two huge wins. Boyd won a battle of attrition against Plano, while McKinney picked up a crucial win over Plano East. Don Drake and Jeff Smith join us to discuss their respective district wins. A furious rally from the North Bulldogs came up short against Wiley. Mike Becci is here as we explain why their upcoming battle with Greenville is a must-win. All of the best highlights from last week's action and our Dennis Baker State Farm Scholar Athlete of the Week coming up next on Sports Talk. It was a fantastic, complete performance from the McKinney Lions last Thursday night against the Plano East Panthers. They win 24-12, joined by head coach Jeff Smith. And coach, you know, as I say, complete performance. Defensively, you took it to them. Offensively, you took it to them.
Yes, I was very pleased with our kids and both offensively and defensively. And we had some special teams moments. We had a couple of breakdowns, but I thought our kids played a good game overall, and played a complete game, 4 quarters, and so we're proud of our kids, no doubt.
As we'll see on the highlights now, you jump out to a 7-0 lead early on in the game as your quarterback throws a 26-yard touchdown pass, and again, it's Red Shannon, who's been one of the go-to guys all year long.
Yeah, we got to stop. They got the ball first, and so we got us a 3 and out, and then the offense got out there, and we kind of run the ball a little bit. We got Tommy Candela back in the lineup, and that's him right there. Nice run. And then Red scores right here just around the edge. And we get some really good blocking by our receivers and by Tommy right there, and he finds a crease and is able to score and get us a lead.
When we talk about the last 2 games, it's been mainly Shannon doing a lot of the work on offense. How much does it mean for your team to have Tommy Candela back?
It means a lot. Tommy was off to a great start before he got hurt, and it just gives us another piece, and gets us one step healthier as a football team, and that's big. It just helps really balance our offense even more.
And now Candela came back a little earlier than expected from his collarbone injury. Talk about what Candela has been doing as far as rehab to get back to ready to play.
Well, sometimes when kids get hurt, they go one of 2 things. They either they're in the moment and they do everything they can, or sometimes it just takes longer and they try to get back, but they just can't and physically. And Tommy's, it healed pretty quick, and he worked hard. He's been running, trying to get in shape, and so glad that he's back.
Plano East, the game plan was to run the ball in this game. Ricky Elodiana with a 2-yard touchdown run made it 7-6. You stopped the 2-point conversion. They tried a trick play on your team.
They did. They run a lot of gate on the goal line, lots of variations of the gate to try to trick you in things. And our kids were very prepared. Coach Hall and his staff showed them a lot of different looks, and so our kids were really prepared, and they were able to stop that 2-point conversion.
Their quarterback, Taylor McGehee, not the starter at the beginning of the year. Of course, Mario Smalls injured coming into this game, but their quarterback, McGehee, is very fast. You mentioned that to me earlier before we came on, that he runs a 4.4 40, but your team all night long really contained him well.
We really did. He is a great athlete, and he's just a sophomore, so we're gonna see him a lot in the days ahead. But we were able to bottle him up, and that really helped us.
Somborn threw the ball 26 times, but you're also able, with Candela back, to run the ball very effectively in this game, as we've seen on some of those plays that the holes were really open against this Plano East defense that normally, they're rock solid.
I'm real proud of the offensive line and just how they've progressed throughout the year. Coach Gibson and Coach Williams do such a great job with those guys, and that's where it starts. And Tommy made some nice runs, but the offensive line really opened it up, and as well as Connor and Red and the other guys that carry the ball. It really we were real proud of our running game and what happened.
Now, you had a tough task that you really executed in this game, and defensively you're able to get the ball back several times. You're able on special teams to punt it on this play close to the 1. Talk about that play.
Well, we had 4th down, and we really talked about going for it, but this was just this was back and forth, kind of a defensive struggle at times, and we felt good about how our defense was playing, and we kind of quick kicked it with our quarterback, and Robert really did a good job. We did a good job covering it.
Big turning point in the game right here, Matt Reynolds with the interception. He's been a player all year long that has had a nose for the football.
He has just a great play. The ball got tipped. He picked it. This was a big turning point, no doubt, and we were able to punch this in right here. Red Shannon punches this in, great blocking up front, and really changed the momentum because at that time we just gotten a field goal blocked. They had a big pass play, and then we picked it, and the momentum really changed, and we were able to take a lead.
It had been almost 2 quarters since there was any score in the game. You make it 14-6 at that point, and then now in the 4th quarter, you just want to get a first down on 3rd and 5, but instead you get something better, a touchdown with Connor Fuentes.
Absolutely. I just see the blocking right there. That's what really pleases me more than anything is Red and TV blocking the edge for Connor to able to get down the sideline for a touchdown, and that really extended the lead, and we went for 2 there, made it 22-6, and then we had a really good pick right here by Troy Taylor.
And talk about Troy Taylor. Not often that the defensive lineman's going to get an interception this game, but he really snuffed out the ball well.
He did. Troy's just a great football player. Anywhere we put him, he does a great job, and I was just real excited for him. That's kind of a defensive lineman's dream is to pick the ball in a critical time, and there was no more of a critical time than against Plano East in that situation. I mean, we knew they were going to be fighting, to pull it out in the end, and we told our kids at halftime, it's going to come down to who makes the most plays, and in the second half, the week before against Plano, we didn't make those plays. Plano made those plays, and I just challenged them. All the coaches challenged them at halftime that we need to be the ones that make those plays. We need to step up and take it from them because they're a good football team, and our kids did. They made plays the second half, and really were able to close it out.
And after the touchdown with Connor Fuentes, you scored a 2-point conversion, made it 22-6. Shannon also gets a 2-point conversion after Plano East scores a touchdown. He returns an interception on that 2-point conversion that they attempted for 2 points for your team.
Yeah, just, I guess it was 3 picks. We had that one on the 2-point conversion, and then Matt Reynolds with the one that really swung the momentum, and then Troy Taylor one that, as they were trying to move the ball, we were able to get the ball back and then really chew more clock up. We were just trying to be aggressive, but at the same time, really work the clock and try to run it down as best that we could and really preserve the win. And so it was a team effort, and everybody on our team will tell you that. I know that's a cliche that's used maybe a lot, but that's what I'm really proud of, is it took everyone on the kicking game, to the defense, to the offense, to the coaching staff to really do their part. And it's pretty special when you see everybody do their job and it works and we're successful.
Connor Fuentes had 11 catches for over 100 yards in this game. He's going to have 159 yards and that touchdown pass. Talk about the progress for Fuentes becoming what is now the go-to receiver for your team.
Well, he's done a great job all year. He's been someone that Robert, really trusts, and I'll say this, Robert trusts all of his receivers. They all do a good job, and every week, as we've talked about all year long, is someone else steps up and gets it done, and it might be a running back that rushes for a lot of yards. It might be T.V. Williams. He was just a couple of things, steps away or just a little bit away from scoring a couple of touchdowns himself. We overthrew one and then had one in the end zone that got knocked away, but he's right there. So we had some really great plays. Red. It's exciting to see all of them working together, and whenever they're not getting the ball, they're blocking for each other. And with the way the offensive line is done, it's exciting, and I'm excited for Connor and what he did the other night, and real proud of him. But more than anything, just proud of our team.
Now you're 1-1 in District 10 5A. You're in that 4th playoff spot along with Plano. You're both tied for 3rd and 4th respectively. 2 teams are 0-2. One is the team you just beat, Plano East. The other is your next opponent in Plano West. Now, they've played the best 2 teams in the district so far, Allen and McKinney Boyd. You have a chance to really control your own destiny in this game.
We do, and Plano West is a good football team. As all the coaches would say in 10-5A, everybody's good. Everybody can beat everybody on any given night. And Plano West, I know Coach Hughes very well, and he's a mentor and friend for a lot of years, and does a tremendous job. And they're big and physical, and have some real speed and spots, and play good defense. So we've got our hands full, no doubt, as we did last week and the week before. But this presents different challenges, and looking at them and watching video on them, they're a good football team. And the thing about them that we've got to prepare our kids for is that they're sitting at 0-2 right now. They're very hungry. They're ready to really break out and try to win a game in district and get back in the mix. And so we've got to do a good job of knowing that and coming out and preparing to win.
You mentioned going up against all these big and physical teams in District 10-5A. A lot of teams that, in terms of enrollment in their high schools, way more than your team. You have just over 2,100 students at McKinney High School. You just beat a team in Plano East that has just a little over 6,000 enrollment. This upcoming team, Plano West, just under 5,000 enrollment. What's it like for this small 5A school to go up and knock off a couple of these gigantic 5A schools?
It's exciting. Our kids believe in what we do, and our kids believe in themselves, and that's been a process. There's been times since they've been in high school where they doubted, and they were struggling to find their identity and find our identity as a team. And it's neat to see them grow in confidence and belief. As coaches, we believe in them. We know that they can do the job. We tell them that all the time and see it. But for it to come together and be successful and beat a big school like that, it's big for our community. It's big for our school. It's big for our kids. And but at the same time, our message is we're not done. We've got a lot of work to do. It's a great win. Proud of you, but it's time to get ready for Plano West, and we've got to put that one away. Put Plano East away, and we've got to work on Plano West. We don't want our season to finish with a nice win against Plano East and not do what we want to do down the stretch. We want to finish well, and nothing would be better than making the playoffs. And for us to do that, we've got 3 games here that we've got to play very, very well against 3 very good opponents. So, that's our focus right now, and kids are excited, and it's nice to see them work the plan that we talk about all the time and work the process. So we'll see if we can't get after Plano West.
I don't think I am understating it when I say that Travis Corey, the Plano West quarterback, is probably the best quarterback that you've seen all season long. He accounts alone for over 1,500 total yards, passing and rushing. You just held Plano East to 12 points, a terrific defensive performance. How do you do something similar to the Plano West Wolves?
Well, you're right. He is a great player. He's just a great operator. He makes good decisions. He's solid. He runs the ball tough. The team rallies around him. So we've got to stop him. He's a big piece of their offense, just like Mario Smalls was before he got hurt for Plano East. And we all have pieces on our offense that are critical, but Travis Corey is definitely very good for them. And their running backs are exceptional. And have a big offensive line. So it's going to be a big task. And, we've got to do our best to kind of corral him and keep everything in front of us and make him work on offense and tackle well again. It just comes down to fundamentals and us doing what we do and executing on defense.
And Coach, I want to wish you the best of luck coming up for this Friday night game. It was a big Thursday night win last week for the McKinney Lions as they beat Plano East, and now the challenge is to beat Plano West. If they win against the Plano West Wolves, they move to 2-1 in the district and would almost guarantee themselves a spot in the 5A playoffs.